Welcome back to Your Ag Empire, where we roll up our sleeves, dig in the dirt, and uncover the secret to success in the world of agriculture. I'm your host, Jonathon Haralson, a Texas farmer and rancher, farm risk consultant, and commodity coach. New episodes drop on Wednesdays on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube, and we'd be honored to have you as a subscriber. Welcome back to Your Ag Empire, the podcast. And here we go. Here's the next continuation of the podcast about me. So we left off before on what Empire Ag focuses on, and we focus on the body, the mind, and the spirit. And those are the three foundations that I think we have to get in play, or our business is going to suffer. I mean, hands down. Like, those things have to be in check in order to control your emotions. And that's a big part of business decision making. And I think for us, looking forward, when we get into those situations, if our health is failing, if everything's kind of, it's just okay. You're run down, you're tired, you don't want to deal with anything. And that's when you have to make a change. You have to make a change, whatever that is, whatever works for you. I'm not going to say there's a one size fits all. For me, I started working out, started adding cardio. Now we work out 5 days a week in the morning, 5 a.m. Works out for me. I'm up. I like it. I get going. That's when I can spend about 20 minutes either looking at some scriptures, doing some prayer. Then I like to get my workout on and get back and get the day started. I know it sounds weird, but you can go out there and destroy yourself in the gym and come back and you feel rejuvenated. Don't ask me how it works. I don't know, but I've stayed steady for 2 years now, and I've added in some macro coaching. I utilized Farm Fit training for that, and it was great. The really helped me get over that hump, and I'm continuing that journey as we speak. So I think it's great for you to find something that you can kind of keep yourself moving forward. Then we move to the business, and so the business has a lot of different components. We've got the finance arm, okay? And within the finance arm, we have to look at your books. I mean, most of you are spreadsheet gurus. Some of the spreadsheets make sense. Some of them don't. Some of it's redundant. And at the end of the day, it's kind of a confusing, convoluted mess. And so that's where Pharmacist comes in. My wife, Holly, she runs Pharmacist, and we have a team between her and Amanda. They take care of our farmers and ranchers, and we do coaching. So you have somebody that is pretty skilled. Maybe they have had a little bit of training, don't really know if they're doing it the right way. They have worked with our girls to try to get that understanding better, and then sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes you're like, man, this takes so much time and I'm not efficient and quick with it. I want to farm that out. And so they sign up with our Pharmacist team. We do the books, we keep it clean. We try to make it to where it's a seamless for you to go to your CPA, or I do have some trusted partners, some CPAs with ag background that we work with extensively with our clients. So that's how that aspect works. Then we move into the marketing. Now, guys, the one thing that we are really good at is being emotional with marketing. How many of you just wait, let me sell everything, and then I know the market's going to go up? 9 times out of 10, that was an emotional decision. And you probably got beat down, just like we're setting right now, where, the market's been beat down. The funds have just continued to punish these markets. So anybody that was long the bin, long actual positions, you've been punished all the way down here to a point that emotionally it puts you in a pit. It puts you exactly where you didn't want to be. And so you've sat here and you've calculated how much money you've lost, how much money you've let just dwindle away because you wouldn't pull the trigger. And we've got carry cost. Um, I mean, looking at the roll, like depending on if you have your own storage or you've got it at the elevator in town, and how much that's cost you as you rolled from December, as you've rolled into March, like you've chewed some cash up in a hurry. And so within our Empire Elite group, like I have worked with our clients on that. Those guys understand what they're doing and why on each one of those transactions, whether it's utilizing the board of trade or utilizing our cash contracts, working different basis contracts and things that we need to do so that we don't just let 10, 12, 15, 40 grand slip through our fingers every couple months. You've got to realize all risk is not necessarily downside risk. All risk, it could be upside risk also. I mean, you've got risk in different areas of this operation, and you've got to be able to assess that and move forward. Um, and that's why we kind of tie that back in. Now, to go back to the business side, it's important that we have a very clean financial reporting system because I like to use that in marketing. It is important that you know what your net operating percentages are. It's important for you to know what we're setting on and what your past performance is. I mean, here's the deal. If you listen to everything that's getting touted out there, you would think corn's going to $3. And it could. It very likely could. But if you sit there and you let that beat you down and emotionally you get down and out and you let all these surrounding pressures put you in a state of paralysis, you're not going to make the right decision. And if we take a measured approach and we go back and we look at your financial history for the last 4 years, we've had a wide array of prices in the last 4 years. But there's another aspect of marketing, and you got to look at your input structure. So also with those 4 years, we haven't had 1 year that inputs were the same. I look at farmers all over the United States, and I think this is important that we understand that a metric against yourself is more valuable than you comparing your neighbors. Okay? I'm going to say it again. You've got to compare yourself to just you. That's your competition. So are you holding you back or are you moving in the right direction? So, good example. Had a farmer. We looked at 4 years of his stuff, 15% net profit margin. Okay. Yeah, 460 did not look sexy at all. 460 did not when we were sitting at 507 in December, having the same conversation and we didn't pull the trigger. Why? Because we wanted more. We wanted more. But when you at 507, we're looking at near a 20% net profit margin. And then now you slip back into maybe 18%, 17% net profit margin, but it's still 2 to 3 percentage points better than what your past 4 years were. So you just gave yourself a 3% raise. But if you only listen to the coffee shop, if you only let those guys dictate your demeanor, your decision making, guess what? You might have passed up, not did anything. And inaction sometimes is what really robs profits from these farms. And so if you want to know like what the Empire Ag Elite program is that we want you to be hitting on all cylinders. We want you to understand you do all of this and you've got these numbers and you don't use them. You don't use them. You turn them into your tax accountant And that's great. Okay, we've got these QuickBooks reports we don't ever look at. We don't know what they mean. We don't understand KPIs. We don't understand what the bank is looking at and why it's important. But yet they keep telling me like, well, if you could fix this, it might look a little bit better. But you don't know how to do that, how to impact your operation. And so you get stuck in a rut and you do the same thing over and over and over again. And guess what? You get the same result. You get the same result. So, to sum it up, I want you hitting on all cylinders as a person. I want you physically, mentally, and spiritually there, not only for you, but for your family. Because your wife, your husband, your kids, they need the best version of you. And if you're wore out of shape, you feel horrible about yourself, your self confidence has just slipped away, that's not good. It's not good. It's not good for anybody that's around you. And you become negative, you're a naysayer, and your business fails, or you sit here for the next 10 years and you feel like you're treading water because you are. It's a tough business to be in, 100%. But I want to equip you with tools that you will have the grit, you'll have the knowledge, and you'll have the metrics that you can play with and that you can actually have meaningful impact on your business. And that's where we started this. We've seen struggles. We've built our empire just like all of you, and we want to protect it. And I want to protect the farms and ranches across this country because, guys, you travel down that county road and you see those three or four people that you see every week, every day. What if half of them fall off? It's going to be a lonely place out there. The other aspects, where do we get employment if our communities are not thriving in rural America? I mean, I guess we're just going to have to all be autonomous with our equipment. And yeah, it's great. It's great. But how many of you can afford the equipment that they've now put out there and realistically cash flow it? I mean, you better be farming 50,000 acres. And that's where we're kind of getting to. But I think there is still a place for the family farm. It's the bedrock. It's the fabric of what this country was founded on. We're free people. We've got to keep agriculture in the forefront, and we've got to be profitable. You owe it to yourself, your family, and you owe it to this country. Take better care of your business. It's important. Now, guys, this has been one of the hardest things to actually put these last two episodes where it's about me. I'm going to share some of my stories as we get further in about different trying things that have hit our operation. There's been some trials where we've ended up having to sue some folks that owed us a lot of money. It almost sank our ship. But if it wasn't for the people that supported me, the network that I had, I wouldn't have been able to survive. And we did. Not only did we survive, but we prospered. And so I want to give you a glimpse into some of those things. I started from scratch. Everybody said you can't do that. You can. You can do anything you want, but you can't beat yourself up every day. So I'm proud of the organization that we've built. I'm proud of the men and women that we've been able to help all over the country. And I'll tell you, the grass is not greener on the other side. Everybody has this vision of, man, if I could only go farm over there, it'd be so much better. If I could only ranch in that country, it'd be so much better. I'll be sure there are opportunities in other spots that maybe the barrier of entry is better than others. Absolutely. I've seen that. But at the end of the day, we're all producing the same thing. And the net dollars aren't that much different. They aren't that much different. Thank you for listening to my story. And if you're out there and you're struggling and you can't figure out the direction in which you want to go, maybe you're being beat up and ambushed. You feel like every time you turn around, there may be a common denominator. And sometimes you need somebody that can speak plainly and identify what that is. and then help you develop that plan. I'm not going to do it for you, but I'm going to be right there with you. And I think our members would echo that. So, guys, thank you for joining me on another episode of Your Ag Empire. Please like and subscribe wherever you find us. We would love to build the followers here, and we'll continue to put out more content and keep you hooked in.